We're
Uh,
here.
was that it?
No,
I
yeah, that
didn't
was
know
it.
where I
We
was
came
supposed to
back
come in.
into us, and then I was still just singing the music out loud
Okay, well that's good.
to myself. Because
To
that's
yourself.
professional. Because that's
Of
professional.
course it is.
Yeah, we keep having conversations about professional because I'm sitting here staring at this screenshot. I can't stop looking at it, and I need to
What
change it.
screenshot?
The screenshot on episode 2,
Oh, well, that's just a
duck
vanity
face.
problem on your part. You know you have the power to switch that screenshot,
I
right?
do. I know I can go in and change the
It's
screenshot,
so easy to do. You
but
can
I
choose something that's flattering.
flat.
Instead,
Instead, what?
you you're choosing to show it again. Not flattering.
Not flattering. That's not a good face for me.
Well, it depends on who's looking at it, I guess. I
That's
don't know.
that's me on the cover of like a cheesy like Halloween holiday movie or something like that.
Yeah,
You know, what I mean, I'm just the guy in the background. But yeah,
you're the guy in the background.
yeah. There's always that guy. You know, you see a movie cover. There's some random dude in the background making kissy face.
Is it me or I'm not able to see us?
What do you mean you're not able to see us?
I tried to pull up the chat and everything, and it just says I'm waiting.
It just says you're waiting. Let me make sure. Let me take a look.
Well, this sounds terrible. Let's see. I've got my FC Cincinnati 2020 rocks glass with some stones.
So what are you drinking?
I think I'm going to, one last time for the month of September, my little birthday bottle I bought for myself, have a little bit of Four Roses single barrel.
Ooh, Four Roses single barrel. To get to that, I am seeing that we are live.
Okay.
We're up.
Well, then, for some reason, my computer does not work.
My
You know-
drink is a little bit different this week.
What's that?
Taking off. Well, first off, this cup is deceiving. Because
What is that?
it looks like there's red
It
in there.
looks like there's a red drink in. Oh, okay. I
It's
thought you
just
were
ice.
drinking some kind of
Oh,
Kool-Aid something.
No, it's just the ice. The ice. It's one of those cups that when it gets cold, it changes colors, and right now it's a red from just the ice alone being in there.
Okay, gotcha.
This is from King's. Oh yeah, you can see this
You,
where my
you
thumb
remember the
is touching
shirts?
it.
The hypercolor shirts?
Oh yeah, where it does the same thing. See how my handprint is like
Yeah.
making it warm. That's pretty.
Those shirts were really, really a good way for creeps to put their hands on you. And that was,
Whoa!
I don't
that the
know.
marketing? Was that the marketing idea?
I don't know, because you would always have people come up and be like, hey, and I'm like, dude, this shirt, I don't know what, I stopped wearing those shirts because I didn't want to be touched. Everybody comes up, grabs your shoulder, like, oh, let's see what color it changed. Yeah, I don't know.
You have some issues with these shirts.
I didn't want to be touched.
I got this
Don't,
cup.
don't make
from,
a shirt that, you might as well make a shirt that says, put your hands on me.
I just got this
Fuck
cup from
that.
Kings Island. This isn't like a weird touchy thing.
Okay, sorry.
It's just a cup.
I haven't
Which
been to
actually-
therapy in a minute. I'm getting some stuff out on you, all right?
I went to
Don't
Kings
touch
Island
me.
the other day, and I went for Halloween Haunt. Are you familiar with that?
Halloween haunt. I haven't been there in years for it, but I know everybody has their different Halloween festivals for the theme parks. Busch Gardens had a big one.
Yeah.
I remember. God, what was it called? Also, doesn't the zoo have Halzoween or something?
Yeah, they have Halloween, and we go to that every year.
Gotcha.
But it's where they kind of have people. There's scare areas where they have like people in costumes who jump out and boo you, and then there's haunted houses and stuff. The funny thing is, though, when you walk into the park, they're playing the most intense metal. I'm talking like you would swear it was like Slayer or I think it was Gojira who played at the Olympics. It's that kind of metal that they're playing where it's just like
I really liked Gojira, yeah.
like big epic sweeping metal
Very
across
fat,
this amusement park for Halloween, which was very interesting to me. But yeah, that cup's from Kings Island Diamondback. I'm one of those people I like to buy souvenir cups. I don't drink out of a lot of glassware when
Can I
it's
ask
not
one more? Oh,
alcohol. Go
yeah.
ahead.
I was going to ask you one more weird question, completely pulling the curtain back on the podcast. Is it possible we're streaming on only Twitch and not YouTube right now?
No, we're on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right. Well, hi, YouTube. I didn't
We're-
see it. That's weird. My computer. Okay, truth be told, I've got a second monitor system going here, and it's not working out real well. I'm not. I need to figure out the multiple monitor system. The first plan was I have a secondary laptop which I ran an HDMI into the TV in front of me, and that's way too bright. The TV made me look really blown out. I already kind of look like it, but excuse me. So yeah, this secondary computer is not working the way that it should, or it doesn't have an internet connection or something like that. So I'm just going to shut it down and not have so many resources at the tips of my fingers like usual.
You're having technological inception. You're having I am folding in on myself. I have one thing that's not in time, and time is a flat circle.
I have
because of
too
all
many
of my
screens,
technology.
and none of them are synced up and working right now. Like,
Well,
the tablet's over there if I need it.
you are very very technology.
Technology.
That's great. That's the word. That's the word I'm going to use. You're very technology. I think. So we once again pulling the curtain back when I was out doing some things today. I saw you. And you and I actually saw each other in the real world.
We ran into each other in the real world, which is very odd. Because we now live 40 minutes away from each other.
A good deal. I live out in the woods.
You live out.
I live very far away from civilization. I live very far away from a lot of people. Like I live in a small community, very far out down like a highway.
Yeah.
And that's on purpose. But because of that, yes, you and I live about 40 minutes apart.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it was a rare, weird moment where I saw you out in public, and
it was shocking to see you. It was more shocking.
It was shocking.
It was shocking.
Okay.
Yeah, outdoors, Mike, is a different thing.
Mike exists in the world. Yeah.
I just don't know how you get there. I feel like you time travel.
I do,
and
I appear. I just walk out of like puffs of like fairy like magic dust, just kind of like it's like a Disney movie when like a witch appears, just like, and I'm just kind of there.
But I was very proud of one mode of transportation that I do know you took today.
You saw my shoes?
No, not your shoes. I don't give a shit about
shoes. They were
really.
Are you
a shoe guy?
White Sperry's. Okay. Here's the thing. I'm not a shoe guy. I don't chase shoes and sneakers and things like that. But when I find a good pair at a good deal, I'm very happy with it. I go to like the discount Nike store and the Nike clearance store and try to catch like, oh, what's these interesting little things? And that's kind of how I get sneakers and shoes. So kind of, I guess.
Okay.
But go on.
The scooter, Bo. Bro.
Dude. Can that be my podcast name? That Bo name?
That was my nickname growing up from my little
Bo. Was it B-O? Or
B-O.
B-E-A?
It didn't start until 1988.
80s Bo.
Well, no, actually, it probably wouldn't have started until 89. When does a baby start talking?
When does a baby start talking?
My brother couldn't say bro. Like they would go, "There's your bro," and he would go, "Bo," and then all of a sudden it just went, and the whole family, Bo. My grandfather called me Bo. My mom, my grandpa, my grandma, my dad. Like, yeah, I was Bo for the time that my brother was born until I moved out of the house, or he moved out, or he stopped, and it just, I think my grandfather called me that all the way until for sure, yeah.
My wife has a similar thing where her niece started a nickname, and now a good portion of the family uses the nickname that the niece kind of created and uses all the time.
Ah, nice, nice.
Not gonna say it. Not gonna say it. No. Not gonna say it. Not gonna do that. Not gonna. This door might explode behind me.
Okay, gotcha.
Once again, like the Disney movie with like the puff in the cloud, but it's gonna be orange and scary. And then I'm just gonna horror movie suck into the door.
Kids say things like "she demon," but they don't mean it.
It wasn't. It's her. It's not she demon. I promise you. That's not the nickname.
She demon.
So
yeah, you on a scooter, bro.
Me on a scooter. This drink real quick though. Hold on.
Have you ever been on a scooter before today?
I've been on scooters.
No, I've been on
the mode of transportation with two wheels? Never before today. Never before.
Not where you kick. One that was an electric scooter that you
never before today.
They're kind of fun, aren't they?
They're very fun.
They're very fun.
They are very, very fun.
Do
It
you
is
know?
like a longboard with a motor. Can I tell you what happened?
It's a longboard with a motor. They make longboards with motors, bro. They have remote
Yeah,
control ones you can
but
stand
I
on.
can't rent that one for dirt. I can't rent those for dirt cheap. They're cheap. Those things are cheap.
It's not a bad way to
That
travel
ride
around
is
the city
cheap.
compared
It
to
is
like an
very
Uber
cheap
on a
to
nice
use one of those.
day.
Wow.
The wind going and crossing the bridge. It's a great. You rode it across the bridge, right?
So that's what happened to me, and I need to talk to you
What
about
happened?
bridges.
Oh, you need to
Bridges
talk
on
about
these
bridges.
things. So, yes,
We have multiple bridges, I
I
understand.
rode it across multiple bridges today. The first bridge I rode it across is what's referred to as the Purple People Bridge.
Oh yeah, that won't let you do that.
Why don't they tell you that?
Did it shut down on you?
I get about 5-10 feet away from the water because the bridge goes over the Ohio River, if you don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So I get about 5, 10, 15
It's not
feet
purple
past the
anymore
water
either, and that's
and
kind of pisses me off.
it just slows down, and then it goes beer, 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 bo, bo,
Yeah.
bo, bo, and stops. And I'm like, did it die?
You thought the battery died?
Did I break it? And I pull out my phone and it goes, you can't use this here. I'm like, what? Oh, and I zoom in and the bridge is like
It's
not even
the red
an
block.
icon. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So I have to old school it.
You know what's nice is having your own.
But
You don't have to worry about it shutting down.
But when luckily when you're like halfway across the bridge, it kind of starts to tilting a little bit.
Did
so
you
I was able
continue to like
coast.
kick and ride it, or did you walk it?
I walked it the majority of it because there were people going the other way, and at one point I even looked at one dude like I didn't know.
Yeah.
I'm like pushing the thing, and this dude walks the other way, and
It
like
looked like you were stealing it or something.
that's what I felt like. Like people are gonna think I'm stealing. I'm taking it across state lines. He's pushing it, and he's not gonna bring it back.
Oh,
he's just gonna
man.
keep it at his house in his garage. But like, so I'm going across, and like the dude's going the other way, and I'm just kind of looking. I kind of point like I didn't know. I didn't.
Yeah.
Know. Boo 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 boo. And then he's like boo 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 boo. Like yeah, that's what happened to me.
You sound like a low budget transformer.
Beep, boo,
Beep,
boo,
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 boo.
boo.
Yeah. So anyway, tell me about your drink there. Anyway, or wait, the scooter. I don't know what to talk about. I was worried when I saw you out and about, and then you said you were grabbing a scooter because I'm like, gosh, I hope he doesn't have a couple cocktails and then jump on a scooter or anything like that. You were out on business, right?
I was out for purposes that 100% there was no booze involved in the things that I was out doing today. So it was purely a mode of transportation that was more efficient than walking in the humidity because
Another one of the
very
bonuses
humid today.
Another one of the bonuses of the lines of work that we're in now is work meetings don't have to involve booze and fuck up your whole day.
That was always some of the worst parts where you realize like, hey, I'm going to go to my work meeting. But also the work meeting is we're going to try the new menu and we're also going to try the 15 new things that we have in the store.
Everybody made up a new drink, right? Let's all try all the new drink. Oh.
No, and then let's tweak them and let's make like 3 versions and then we're passing 3 versions of the drink around. This was like
surprise, it's 1 in the afternoon.
Yeah, it's 1 in the afternoon and like then we all of a sudden just like let's just start cleaning.
Yeah.
That's always the way it would go. And then somebody would just start doing something.
We were always tricked into cleaning through booze.
Oh, absolutely. That's the way they get you.
So anyway, when I saw you, I happened to see you next to an alien. The second time I saw you.
Yeah, because
you started tracking me down like you were playing Sea of Thieves and following a map.
At no point was I trying to follow you. It was hilarious that we kept ending up in the same spots.
Yeah.
Incongruently. There was no like at a certain point I saw you post a picture of a giant green alien that was attached to a parking garage. It's part of an art piece that was put in there,
There's an art installation for Covington, yeah.
So very quickly I
look up Alien Covington, you'll find it.
Very quickly I did a little zip zop. I gave a little and went down and then took the same picture and sent it to you to say, hey,
you ought to throw a picture on the story so people can see what we're talking about.
We should post them side by side.
Use it on the story. There we go.
We should post them side. We'll post them side by side.
We should start using this thing called the internet. It's pretty fucking impressive. It does things.
We're on the internet right now. What are you talking about? We should start
Inception
using the
again.
internet. That's what we're doing.
I'm giving you shit. about your lack of IG.
There were these moments where we kept bumping into each other and kind of
Yeah.
like it did feel
I
a
won't
little
see
bit
you
like
for a
tapping.
year in person, and then all of a sudden we run into each other
Well,
randomly.
and then also because like I had that issue where the bridge I went across did that. I was like, well, I can't take that one back. I looked as okay, it's that one. It's none of the other ones because we have like 7, 6, 5 bridges, a bunch of bridges,
Yeah, there's a good amount of bridges.
including the walking bridge, including that purple people bridge. I think there's 5.
Yeah.
So I went. I figured, well, okay, I can take any of the other ones. So I took a different one. I did a little loop. You know, I enjoyed the ride. I'm gonna 100% say that. Like, it's a very. I was surprised at how smooth the ride is. I was surprised at how responsive the throttle and brakes were on it. It didn't ever feel. I never felt like it was going too fast, even when I was laying on it. When I had it all the way cranked, it's like it's pressing my thumb all the way down.
Yes.
And the brakes, I was very surprised at everything. I was like, oh, this is it was a smooth, comfortable, very safe ride. Sometimes I was a little concerned about where to be. Like,
oh yeah.
Like where? What part of the? Because like it says
Technically,
no
you're not
riding
supposed
on
to
it.
be on the sidewalk, but if it's safer at the time, be on the sidewalk. Like, for the love of God.
Sidewalk majority of the time.
You will be. People will be. You'll get used to riding in the street. You'll just kind of go with the flow of traffic every now and then. What's great is when you find big, wide bicycle lanes or sidewalks and things like that.
There were moments.
But the thing you need to watch out for are little breaks in the sidewalk or little bits where you can.
I found myself looking down a lot and trying to make sure. And also, I kind of chose my paths. I was like, let me go. The areas like I went to the Bengals stadium and kind of went that way and kind of just did a quick loop around it before I came back over across the other bridge. I was like, well, I got this thing. I'm gonna go.
You
take
got
a
this
nice
thing. You might as well, right? Isn't it cool? Like the wind feels great.
I was able to just full throttle and just go all the way around the Bengals stadium and come back around and hit the fucking bridge. It was fucking fantastic.
Well, now I know that I actually have the ability to ask you the question, hey, you want to go grab some scooters and ride around for an hour? Like, it's not a bad time. You hit the riverfront, you hit downtown, hit some tacos.
There was a lot of actually was
it more surprising to be on a was there more surprising to be on a scooter for you to run into me randomly, or to see a person who probably you didn't think exists for the most part?
Our master, our I was a master splinter, our shredder.
Bob, Shredder. Oh yeah, the villain.
Shredder.
He's Shredder.
He's more of a.
No, he's tall. He could fit. If you put the Shredder stuff on him, it'd probably work.
No, he's Krang, because
he's Krang.
He's the big robot with the brain in his belly. That's actually making like
that man doesn't have a brain in his belly.
That man doesn't have a brain in his belly.
He has not got a brain in his belly.
I was very surprised to see.
He's like you. He's just got smoked meat that just runs through his. Yeah, it's a mixture of smoked meat and stuff like that. Yeah.
So I was very surprised to see the individual, because 99.9% of the time that individual is either a disembodied voice on the other side of a game, or somebody typing in a chat that I look at,
like right now,
internet, like right now. And it was fantastic to see like an in-flesh human. I was like, "Hey, there's Brendan," and hey, wow, hi, hey, hello. It's honestly, it's probably a lot of times what people feel when they see me in public, and they're like, "Oh, you're out. You left the house.
Yeah, yeah.
Look at you. You went outside. Good for you."
For me, I'm just always surprised when I see that you have a lower half. Like,
that's very true.
I usually I was like, oh, that guy's got some knees.
That guy has a waist and a lower torso. Look at those. Look at his ankles go all the way down to the ground. Look at that.
He chose short pants.
Look, he's got feet.
Right.
He chose short pants. Was that a problem? Did you have take issue with that?
I don't know. I don't know why I just suddenly like associated you with Bobby Hill, but Hank Hill always talked about Bobby's short pants, and I don't know. I just thought about you, and I just said short pants, and it made me laugh, and it made you laugh, and mission accomplished. Thanks, bud. That's the show. Have a great night. Now, anyway.
Yeah, Mike.
Oh no, that's
chat,
what Bob said.
Mike
It's
has
more
hair.
shocking that you have hair. Yeah, you didn't have a hat on earlier.
No, I didn't. I didn't have a hat on. It would be once again the things that I was out doing.
Yeah.
I had a button-up collared shirt on. I had, dude. Those are like the golf shorts.
Golf shorts, yeah.
Literally, like you go to play golf in those things. And
Do you go to play golf in those things,
No,
Mike?
they're my business casual shorts. Absolutely
Or do you
not.
ride a scooter hunched over as you pull up on my car the second time and look like you're about to eat shit and wobble off of the thing? Dude, I saw you wobble for a split second. I was like, oh my God, if he eats shit right now. Like, because I have
That was on
admittedly
purpose.
ate it really
There was
hard.
no point where that was like, oh no, I'm gonna go down.
If you ride them enough, sometimes it'll happen.
I rode skateboards a lot as a kid, and it's very similar. It's a very similar foot feeling. It really is. Just you're
a little more sturdiness of something to hold on to with your hands.
Yeah, but you're really just like essentially just standing sideways.
Yep.
It was fantastic.
See, that's where I get thrown off by people. Like, I'll see people either trying to ride doubles on them, which is insane, and it pisses me off. Like, you're the reason people don't want to say it. Yeah.
So, because I'm assuming that's what happens. You hold the person.
Yeah, exactly. Usually the shorter person's in front, and you got arms around them, and the back person is like holding the.
Unless you're running away from a rogue dinosaur, there's no need for that.
If in a rogue dinosaur situation, you have time to pull out your phone, pull up.
I was already on it.
Oh, you were already on the scooter?
I was already on it.
Well, why were you already riding doubles, or did you just pick up someone to save them along the way?
No, fantasy moment. This afternoon when I saw you.
Yes.
When I saw you and Bob, I pulled. Let's just say I pulled up on the gimmick on the scooter, and then I look. I'm like, hey, boo, 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 boo. And all of a sudden, dinosaur. I'm still logged in.
You sound like a weird transformer.
I'm still logged in. And the dinosaur comes up. First thing it does, eats Bob.
The dinosaur ate Bob.
It ate Bob first.
Okay, no.
So you're freaking out.
Let's make this much more realistic.
Okay.
That big ass alien came to life.
But that's not going to
stomp Bob.
Okay, I think eight.
Is the alien
getting eaten? That's a more dignified end.
An advanced species is here for cannibalism purposes to eat us.
But maybe not eat. Kind of maybe more dissolve. Absorb.
You saw the alien. He had a magnifying glass. He's here for research purposes.
Or maybe he just wants to like burn it like ants, like when like really bad children did.
We're the ants that he's burning with the magnifying
and the sun's
glass.
Gonna come through and beep beep beep. Shh. Yeah.
Mike.
Okay, so fine. It's an alien. It's not a dinosaur. It's an alien comes to life.
Gotcha. Yeah. No, logical things.
And then you decide to grab onto me. You go like, we got to get out of here. If you jump on the back of that scooter and you grab me like this, and I have to like, all right, let's go. Me. That's just the most awkward getaway ever. Like no one wants to ride bear hug style.
I would whisper in your ear that you're warm.
You can't whisper. I probably would be warm, especially in that situation.
And then you would dump me off the scooter. No. I feel like it's not a person holding on to the person on the back. The way I've seen it usually is the shorter person is in the person in the back is the one with the hands on the handlebars. Picture that.
Okay.
So their arms are around the person that's kind of smaller in front of them, and they're riding in the middle. You know what I mean?
Alien comes to life, picks Bob up, rips him in half, eats both halves.
Okay, he rips Bob in half.
You jump on the
then
back
eats
of the
both halves of Bob.
Grab, boom, boom. We take off.
Yeah.
Not very fast.
No. We need to check Bob's pockets to make sure that we got to take stuff home to his wife.
Alien comes to life.
We got to make sure that she has like the documentation. Here was his ID. He was a good guy. The alien just pulled the shit out of him. He just ripped him in half.
Alien comes to life, picks him up, rips him in half.
Yeah.
Like crawfish.
Crawfish. Yeah.
Picks him up, snaps him in half, crawfishes the insides, throws him down. We pick his pockets, take all his stuff.
Yeah. Just for the. I mean, so we can remember him. We're only going
It's
through his pockets because we
tokens.
want to remember him.
Tokens. We have to
Tokens.
have tokens and totems. That's how we
No,
try to bring him
no.
back.
Now that sounds like you're collecting stuff like a serial killer.
Snap. That's the.
None of this was on the plan.
That's the.
I love
that's
Bob's
the
5 little angry faces in the chat. We have
That's
sacrificed
the visual
him.
I can't undo now. It's just like that's what some movie needs to do: is have a monster pick somebody up, snap them in half, and just cruff. It's so funny.
He's gonna make our Mario Kart and Mario Party days so miserable.
Oh, and then somebody in the background goes, "Oh no, he crawfished Bob."
He crawfished Bob.
The alien just crawfished that dude. It's got to be a dude in Louisiana accent. Oh my god, he craw. It's not. That's JR from wrestling. Okay.
Oh god.
So also, what I really liked about the scooter.
Yeah. What else did you like about the scooter?
Okay, so no, I once again was very, very, very.
It's an efficient way to get around. It's kind of nice when you're avoiding traffic and stuff like that, or escaping an alien that crawfish your friend.
Crawfish Bob. There's moments where like I'm going down a road and then like there's a lot of walking people going in the opposite direction. I'm like, oh, like at one point I made a left turn down this one street and it was like the metal was all the way down where they had like the scaffolding where they were doing work on the side of the building, and so like the little tunnel of metal underneath the scaffolding that takes up like, the whole strip of sidewalk.
You want to be very careful because that guy that got crawfished, he had somebody step in front of him on the sidewalk and he went off and hurt his arm. So he was probably wishing he got crawfished by an alien at that point.
Crawfish his arm. Snap
Crawfish the arm. Yep.
Suck it. You got snapped and sucked. You got crawfish. See, now I just want to like fantasy write this horror movie
I just want a T-shirt that says "You got crawfish" and people are like, "What is that?" I'm a fucking alien eat you. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, what is wrong with us?
The crawfisher. He's gonna snap and suck you.
The alien. So that alien's now the crawfisher.
I think now we've moved beyond. It's not an alien anymore. It has to be like this Jason style slasher character.
No, I'm picturing something very xenomorph.
Like a
like in the Family Guy episode when the xenomorph went num 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 num. The little mouth came out. I'm gonna eat you with my little mouth. I'm gonna crawfish you with my little mouth.
This is what happens when we just say, "What are we gonna talk about?" Well, we'll just talk about whatever.
I had no idea it was gonna lead to this.
This reminds me of the movie Tusk. Have you ever seen that movie?
I have not.
It's essentially a movie that kind of is
very
built
odd from
on
what
the
I
same
heard.
concept of two dudes. It's a Kevin Smith movie, and it originated from him and his friend having a podcast episode where they talked about a man turns another man into a walrus, and it's like this. It originally started as a joke, and then he took it and made this actual horror movie with Justin Long in it. It's a fucking fantastic movie. But this is what I'm thinking now: is now we have to have this like slasher movie character, or this like monster movie, where like that just an entire monster movie for that one kill scene, where it just picks Bob up and just snaps and sucks and crawfishes him. I think now that's the goal, you know. In a world where man has not been snapped and sucked.
Crawl daddy. This sucks.
I guarantee. Do you remember the who was the Cajun TV chef? Do you remember that guy? He was like a big
it was
fat guy with an apron, and he had like kind of slicked back hair, and he had that
Jonathan something.
Yeah, he had like the Ted Kennedy face. Where
he was so good.
It always looked like he was like really sweaty and hot.
He was so good. No, oh, my parents would know, 100%. I saw a great video of him with a big piece of beef, and he put these holes down in it, and then put whole jalapenos down in those holes, and like the meat had like veggies all through. It was so good looking. But Justin, no, it's Justin something, not Jonathan.
Justin LaBar. LaRue.
Oh man,
Lash
hang on
LaRue.
once. Lash LaRue, I hate that name.
That was one of the members of, I actually, because lately when I work.
Justin Wilson was his name. He had his red suspenders on.
That's
and
what
yeah,
it was. Well, it's a very.
you're going to look, I guarantee.
No insult to the man, but that's a very Justin Wilson. I expected a more dynamic, like Butch Turkey Stuffer or some shit like that. Like I thought the name was going to be far more.
You thought his name was going to be Butch Turkey Stuffer?
Maybe not specifically Butch Turkey Stuffer, but like Lawrence T. Ham King or some shit like that. or the Captain Crawfish, something.
Captain Crawfish.
Like, yeah,
that's from
name.
Our horror movie, The Crawdaddy.
The Crawdaddy. Are you ready to get snapped?
And so...
That's.
I'm so sorry. That's terrible.
That's all I want to see now. Is I want to see this movie. It's not even really a horror movie. It's more of a.
You know, it would be like a G.I. Joe. Like, it would just break right at the last second, right in the middle, like a rubber band. Like, you know how the G.I. Joes were put together with that?
Yeah,
it was
the rubber band in the middle.
This is the worst idea for a kid's toy ever. Let's
G.I. Joe?
No, not G.I. Joe, just the way it was made. Like, here's an idea. Let's get a rubber band that'll rot away in no time.
Well,
like,
also, did the rubber band hold the legs on as well? There was like a crotch piece, and I think the rubber band also was the
crotch piece and legs. Yep,
yeah. I never had a lot of like straight up the G.I. Joes. I had the G.I. Joe adjacents. I had like they did Street Fighter G.I. Joes. I had like Guile and Vega. I had like Scorpion and like Sub-Zero.
G.I. Joe.
Yeah,
I had the G.I. Bros. The knockoffs.
I had the G.I. Bros. They were G.I. Joe adjacent toys. Kind of like I never really had a Transformer, but I had a lot of those other Transforming
or GoBots
toys,
or
no, I never really had GoBots, but there was like Mask. If you remember Mask.
Oh, I loved Mask.
And the cars would turn into planes and things like that.
Mask was great.
Yeah.
Mask and Sectars. Do you remember Sectars?
You gotta say that name again. What is this called?
Sectars.
Sectars.
I think that's how it was said.
No, I don't. I'm not familiar with Sectars.
They rode these bugs. It was an animated series, and you had the toys. You would get these gloves, and they had the bug on the back of it, and the people would ride them. They were like bug riders. They looked like this. I'm too old. Hang on. Sorry about my screen.
Okay. Yeah, I see what. Okay.
That's terrible looking. But anyway, I still have. I'm sure. Yeah, this guy. He had one that was his. Every one of them had their own bug with them. That guy's bug had a grappling hook on it, and that bug would climb a wall. Or another guy's bug would. He had one that would spit in people's faces, so you could fill up its ass with some water, and then. Sorry, thorax.
Could fill his ass with water, and then just snap him and suck him.
Yeah, something like that.
Episode title. Hold on.
Snap him and suck him.
I don't think it could be. I don't think I can put that.
Or Crawdaddy.
Snap Crawdaddy.
Crawdaddy. Crawfish him.
No. Do you remember the Hologram Warriors? Where they
no
were like
idea
the
what
action
the heck that
figure,
is.
and they were flat front, and it was a hologram, and like it was where you would turn it, and it'd be like regular person, skeleton person, like wizard, demon, and like the face would change on the inside of the figure.
I do not remember that. That's cool.
I had a lot of those.
Wait, I do. One. Wait, maybe so. They were the size of G.I. Joes, though, right?
Kind of. They were a little bit bigger. Hold
on. We're being informed in the chat here that Tubi has the entire series of Mask. That's awesome. Also, I just heard someone bought the rights to that. I should have see if my other screen would have been hooked up like we were talking about. I would have. Here we go. Mask cartoon. What does Mask stand for?
So I had the name completely wrong. Hold on. These are called. Well, there was one called. Hold on. What are these called? No, I don't want TikTok. Why does everything take you to a TikTok right now?
Oh my gosh! Listen to this guy. Do you remember what Mask stood for by any chance?
I don't.
Mobile Armored Strike Command, but command is with a K.
Nice. So
Special task force led by Matt Tracker, who operate transforming armored vehicles in their ongoing battle against the terrorist organization. Do you remember the terrorist organization?
It's like Hiss.
It's Venom.
Venom.
And Venom. It's Venom, and it stands for something. And this might be the funniest thing. I did not know this, but if your evil network is called Venom, Venom stands for Vicious Evil Network of Mayhem.
Vicious Evil Network of Mayhem.
Yep.
Venom.
Yep, with an emphasis on superpowered helmets called masks, worn by characters in both factions. Venom's primary goal was to obtain money through robbery, extortion, or counterfeiting, but Mask always found a way to foil their plans. Matt Tracker, Hondo McLean, Dusty Hayes, Bruce. These names are great. Maximus
You found
Mayhem.
them all.
Wikipedia, bro.
So the toys that I was thinking of were called Visionaries.
Visionaries.
Yes, and essentially, I'm trying to find. Some of them look like warriors, like arms and legs and all of these things, but a lot of them were just
sounds like Fallen Warriors if it's just arms and legs.
Shapes. That's funny.
Of
but
course.
Like
Thanks.
Thanks
for your approval.
I'm glad you like it. But you'll see here, like those kind of characters. Like the plastic action figures.
I do remember those damn things. I don't remember too much of them, though. I mean, I remember it now. I did not know it was called a Visionary. So.
And there was another one. I wonder. I had the original He-Man. The original He-Man for a little bit. I had a bunch of those figures. But I had a bunch of moments where my mom would be super cool and go all in on an action figure line. I'd be like, I want that for Christmas. And she'd be like, okay, I bought you fucking 8 of these fucking bitches. 8 of these little motherfucking plastic douchebags.
They better interact with each other.
You better give a shit about them in 6 months. But like one was the New Adventures of He-Man. I don't know if you remember the New Adventures of He-Man.
Is that futuristic He-Man?
It was kind of futuristic in space. Instead of Battle Cat, he had like a spaceship. That was the Battle Cat, and Cat was
I was
like
much more Thundercats
C-A-T.
than He-Man, to be honest with you. I was much more Thundercats. My father and I watched a lot of Thundercats.
That much. I had Thundercats
Lion-O.
toys, but I wasn't that wasn't my favorite.
Yeah, I like some Thundercats. Mum-Ra, the bad guy. Yeah.
I fully bought in on the Double Dragon action figures. They made a cartoon of the video game.
It's funny you bring that up. In Nintendo Switch news, it's funny you bring that up. Just coming to the online expansion that we both have, they brought Battletoads and Double Dragon together. That game where they actually, Double Dragon and Battletoads are working together. You can be either. So that's on there now. Maybe we could play that at some point.
What was your thought of games like Battletoads and those kind
Battletoads was one, I remember it being nothing more than one of the hardest games I've ever played, and I never got too far into it.
It was very difficult. It was one of the games I never got past, like I think level 2. I remember the 3 hardest games was Battletoads for me, the original Ninja Turtles. The Ninja Turtles was like a top-down game, and then you would go into the sewer, and then it would turn into like a side scroller, and then the overworld map was like a city. Where you would walk around. Remember,
dude? Wow, my mind's blown right now.
Remember the second level, the water level, where you were underwater and you did not get hit by any of the little tendril gimmicks?
Yes.
Yeah. That was bullshit.
What was that on? Was that on Nintendo?
Yeah,
That's
original
amazing.
Nintendo. Now, that was one of the hardest games, Battletoads, and then Silent Service. Did you ever play Silent Service?
No idea what that is.
It's a submarine game.
Yeah.
It was so difficult because as a little kid, I did not understand what to do in the submarine game. Because you had to make sure, like, you put all the gauges, you had the thing pointing in the right direction, you use the map, you figure out where you're going. Otherwise, another boat was just going to kill you, or you would just wander off. You would go
That's why kids don't pilot submarines.
Exactly.
But so submarine simulator is not good for a child.
Those are some of the hardest games when I was really, really into Nintendo as a kid.
Did you ever tell me what your drink is?
So, it's not booze. It is a perfectly sweet, sparkling water beverage. This is
Well,
called
that's boring.
Bonsai.
Bonsai.
Pineapple Mango Ginger.
Okay, now that does sound good. Although
It
I
is
don't really need the
fantastic.
ginger. Give me just the pineapple and mango.
I'm a
Do you
big
have an
fan of ginger.
alcoholic beverage?
I have a beer. You got a beer?
Oh, you have beer. I don't have a beer, but I grabbed a peach high noon just to sip on while you grabbed a beer and to go and have something to drink with you.
All right, so
Yes,
we got
that's
a
my way of saying I was lazy about it. I'm sorry.
pint glass of the week. Bucky's pint glass, one of my favorites.
Bucky's
This
pint
week,
glass.
I've got Samuel Adams Flannel Fest. I got the fucking can backwards. Samuel Adams Flannel Fest. It's a Munich style
Flannel
dunkel.
Fest. Ooh, dunkel.
Yeah.
Good season for
So
a
it's gonna
dunkel.
be a little deeper.
Should be
a little
darker.
roastier. Oh yeah, look at that bad boy.
Yeah.
And this is part of the Sam Adams fall combo pack. This came with like their pumpkin beer, Jack O, Oktoberfest, this, and Boston Lager.
Dunkel's the German word meaning dark, right?
I believe so.
I'm pretty sure. That's a good looking pour right there too.
Nice hearty, roasty beer. Can't go wrong.
Dark lager.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Munich style, that dunkel.
Feel bad I'm having a high noon right now, but you know what? I'll get a beer next time. Maybe I'll. You know what? You brought up something, and it's an interesting debate. Is the
What?
pumpkin more a November or an October thing?
I think you're right though with October. I feel like, although then like December's kind of figured out Christmas beer.
Yeah,
That's December. But if pumpkin's October, then what is the beer of November? What is November's?
I think October is a season.
Year.
I look at October as a season, or I look at seasons as that type of beer and stuff like that. You're gonna get that October, November, and it's gonna fade out in December.
Oh yeah. So I think pumpkin could really go mostly in October because the thing a lot of companies do though is
Next week I'll look for something pumpkin, just the same way that I said this week we would do the Guinness thing.
I've actually got pumpkin beers ready to go for all of October.
You got pumpkin beers ready to go? Okay.
The thing is though, because like you're saying, that's why I agree with you, is because a lot of the companies tie Halloween marketing into their pumpkin beers a lot.
Yeah.
Like I think about a couple that I have right now.
Pumpkin.
They're very Halloween themed, jack o' lanterns. Yeah. It's not like pumpkin like a harvest pumpkin. It's never that. Or like sometimes they do pumpkin pie, but a lot of times they tie pumpkin into like Halloween-ish imagery. So it does make you feel like it's more October.
I'll tell you what, it'll be a fun couple of episodes for me because I'm not the biggest fan of the pumpkin beers.
A couple years ago, I would have said the same thing. But what I'm noticing, there are a lot of ones that focus more on the spice and pumpkin. I like that. You don't need. I don't want it to taste like a pumpkin spice latte coffee.
I don't want it to taste like fermented potpourri. That's a big problem for me. If it tastes like one of those potpourri bowls,
Yeah,
not that I've licked a lot of potpourri bowls, but you know,
one or two.
one or two. Is he playing with? Anyway,
You got a cat going.
you know, he's always going. He's a little monster. Anyway, so yeah, I think I'm gonna have to try some pumpkin beers as I get back into God of War. That's what I've been doing lately. Did you ever play God of War?
Playing? I have not played. Okay, I love all the services that give you tons of free games. I have the new God of War, not Ragnarok, but the remake God of War
With his son.
Yes,
That's the one that I
and
have just started playing.
I have that downloaded and ready to rock on my PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
I have never started the game.
Yeah.
Now I played the original on PlayStation 2. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
was the
yeah.
original God of War.
Played
I
much
played
more
the
like a
fuck out
Prince
of
of
that
Persia and stuff like that.
Yeah. You really were focused on kind of the hack and slash, really just kind of, I'm going to take down 15 enemies with a bunch of button combos. That was most of those games.
You got to give it, just take an hour or take 10 minutes at some point and start it. Just, it's visually stunning. And I know apparently it was made for PlayStation 4, but man, it is visually a just beautiful game. And just hearing him talk to his son, boy, it is time to go. Like, he is intense.
And from what I understand as well, that one is a lot more big, epic battles. It looks like you fight a lot of large
There's some big
creatures.
things. Yeah, yeah.
I've seen like a
It's
snake.
brutal.
There's a big snake.
That's
At
the
some
World
point-
Eater of Viking of like lore. The World Eater, the snake that wraps around the world. It's unbelievable how big it feels on there. It's so very cool. Yeah, I haven't. I think I only made it 3 hours into the game, 4 hours into the game the first time, and I don't remember enough of it. But I'm starting it fresh. I think I might be streaming it here sometime soon when we get that rolling.
Yeah.
And wait, are we gonna get that rolling?
We are.
Are we?
That's going to start getting added. I think something that would be great will be that you will have like you and I can also do individual streams when we feel like doing them through the channel.
Yeah.
I think that'll create a lot of opportunities. That's something we're definitely going to start adding.
We both have our own styles of games that we play, and it'll be fun to be trying a bunch of the new ones when they come out.
I might
stuff
review
like that.
hip hop videos. You never know.
You might review hip hop videos.
Yeah, I might take suggestions on what rap videos to watch because I love finding silly new rappers to listen to. Like I love harmless nerdy rappers or Action Bronson. Yeah.
All right. Are we doing a shot?
We should do a shot.
Do the shot. Wrap her up. Call it a night.
I'm gonna let you pick my shot tonight.
You're gonna let me pick your shot?
I have 2 bottles. What do you got?
I have 2 bottles as well, and I was gonna let you pick. Both of them kind of worry me and aren't gonna taste great.
I'm not stoked on either one of these.
I'm not. Yeah. This is a stupid. I feel like both of these are college shots, and these are meant to torture me, and I'm not real thrilled about either of them. But I will. I have a red lid and a black lid for you, and you have a red lid and a black lid.
Yours looks more pink.
It's kind of peachish, pinkish. Yeah. What do you like?
The black lid.
Damn it.
I was gonna say the peach lid, but I feel like that's just peach something.
This would be Party Horse's Sinister Cinnamon.
Party Horse. Okay.
I have no idea. Party Horse, and it looks like. Where do you think it's out of?
Party Horse. Is it cinnamon whiskey, you said?
Yep. Bottled by Party
Indiana.
Horses Company, Louisville, Kentucky.
Louisville.
Louisville.
All
Oh. We'll both do the black lids. I'm gonna chase this one with a Coke because I'm gonna need a chaser, and soon we need to get into our gross chasers.
Least.
Oh, you're getting to shoot
liquors.
Malibu?
I do not like Malibu.
I cannot tell you how many times. Okay, well, no, it wasn't that many times. It was a summer though, when I was up in New York, and as a drink just to carry around in a water bottle, for some reason, it became Malibu and pineapple because it was so easy to drink, and it was the beach and like downtown, and yeah, I drank too much pineapple juice one of those summers with Malibu in it. Anyway.
All right.
Oh, this doesn't smell great at all.
But no, we gotta start getting back into weird chasers as well. But Malibu.
Yeah, weird
rum,
chasers.
You got cinnamon whiskey. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh God.
It's too sweet. It's got too much sugar in it. I don't like it. It's not good.
You remember the atomic fireballs?
Yeah.
It's an atomic fireball shot.
I hate Malibu.
It's more like the candy. It's more like the candy. It's sweet. It's terrible. I mean, it's not terrible. If you like, I don't want to piss off anybody who might want to throw us a bunch of money. No. Yeah, if you like hot
That's
damn
true.
and fireball.
Malibu's not that bad.
Malibu's not that bad. Nice.
Malibu. It doesn't suck awfully bad.
Yeah, that's a sponsorship right there, bud.
Yeah.
We'll work on that.
That's a clip. But no, that was a shot. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say that was a good shot. That was a shot.
I would have been much happier. I think if we had flip flopped what we had, we would have both been happier.
What was the other thing that you had?
A
This is called-
99
this is called-
watermelon.
A 99 watermelon. See, that
Yeah.
probably would have been better. Strawberry Smirnoff.
No, I mean if we would have flipped what we had. If I would have given you the Sinister Cinnamon and I would have taken the Malibu, I would have been. I know I at least would have been much happier.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have minded the cinnamon whiskey as much as
Yeah.
I dislike Malibu.
Well, that's good to know.
But yeah. But anyway, I think we're going to wrap it up here. We'll see the people next week.
Yes.
Make
We need
sure
to get back to some gaming, some Mario
Yes.
Party, some Mario Kart.
we got to get back into some games. This is
I need
only
some
gonna
competition
expand to
with
be
you. I need
more-
some angry competition with you.
Man, oof,
College football.
break monitors. Oh, my college football.
We've got
my
wrestling
junior
coming to
year went in the
PlayStation.
dirt.
You have no excuses not for us not
I took it.
to have some great matches.
I took my team undefeated. Went undefeated the junior year.
Your
all the way
junior,
to
are you
the
a
national
quarterback?
Championship. No, I'm a running back.
You're
Or
a
wide,
running
I'm
back.
sorry, wide receiver.
Wide receiver.
Yeah. So, number
How
one
often
wide
do
receiver
you get
in
the
the nation.
passes?
I probably get about 7 to 8 touches a game, and usually I'll run and do something with about 6 of those, and about
Okay.
4 or 5 of those will be touchdowns.
Okay.
So, pretty good, like decent.
Nice.
Decent. I don't have a lot of fumbles, but like got a few drops. But
I feel like you're at a really bad press conference interview, like for like third
Tried-
tier.
tried to do good. Did real good. Went out there and played hard.
I
more,
feel like I'm real bad with fumbles.
Had more positives than negatives. You know, didn't do a lot of fumbles. Didn't drop a lot of balls. Went there and caught, ran, got, shot and dived, hooked and laddered, ran out.
Thank you,
Get down.
Jesus.
Get down. Love you, mama.